Undoubtedly, we all look for certain things that one console can do or something that the console has that the others don't. And that could be a reason why we actually go out and purchase said console. Now, when it comes to Microsoft, they've really been pretty lackluster in the actual exclusive department in terms of what they've offered and in turn what they've actually kind of done with Microsoft in the past. Microsoft has really dropped the ball in this area. Now, previously, they used to go and get, timed content, exclusive content. Now, thanks to the situation with FTC, we know the behind-the-scenes dealings that a lot of companies will refuse to let Microsoft actually have certain things like exclusivity and things like that because, Sony's been around longer. Sony has the market share. So companies don't want to lose out on that. So it doesn't make sense for Microsoft to overspend. And some flat out refuse to let Microsoft spend any at all in order to get it. So that's where we're sort of at right now. But Microsoft might have just went and put the haymaker on Sony that a lot of people didn't expect. Now, this is some unexpected news, and bear with me here, but I think this is actually pretty cool, and I got a chance to try it out a little bit, and I thought I'd do a video on it. So, unexpectedly, some old Call of Duty games actually have been patched, and you might go, well, what does that do? What does that actually do? This is pretty interesting. Activision seems to have unexpectedly fixed a matchmaking for some old Call of Duty games, sparking speculation about the series' future. The Call of Duty franchise goes back to 2003, and as a result, there are several installments that have fallen by the wayside as more have been released. But Activision might have new plans for the classics, and this could have something to do with Microsoft buying Activision and them about to close on the deal. Given that Call of Duty has been a series that has annual releases, the Activision game has an extensive library of titles. While the latest Call of Duty launch is known for having spawn or balance issues, some of the older ones have become unpopulated due to development resources being allocated elsewhere. However, the inactivity of these old Call of Duty games may become a thing of the past, based on some fixes that have been spotted in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, as well as Black Ops and even more games. Modern Warfare 3 as well, I can confirm. According to this, there has been a shared viral clip of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, not its remastered counterpart. The video that was presumably recorded recently was captured on the Xbox 360 version of the classic Call of Duty, and it shows that the player looking for a game of team deathmatch, what would normally result in a lengthy queue that doesn't always end in getting a game, is instead replaced by an immediate match on ambush. And they also report the process was several installments of how this is widespread fixed as well. Also, some of these games were actually inundated with a lot of hacks and things like that. Remember the hacked lobbies and things. Now, I don't know in terms of like PS3 if this is something that has been fixed, and to be honest with you, I don't think it makes sense to fix the PS3 versions because, first of all, the Call of Duty games are backwards compatibility on Xbox, meaning you don't have to necessarily get on Xbox 360 to play them, whereas I think the player base of people still just on a PS3 is relatively minuscule or small. Might not even be enough to even fill out one match. So, it doesn't really make sense to allocate anything there, but they might do it later. I don't really know, but I do know that this is the Xbox version, so it is nice to see that actually happening the way that it has. And again, this is really cool stuff. The Call of Duty clip actually continues its matchmaking test with the 2009 version of Modern Warfare 2. Just as quickly as the initial lobby was found, the video shows Modern Warfare 2's find a group for a match as well, with each game mode showing an active community of players. The video then shows that it's just as easy as to find the game in Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3, which may suggest that Activision has made a fix to its full lineup of titles. While it has stated that Activision hasn't clarified why the adjustment was made, it hints that the changes could be a result of the recent Microsoft legal victory. Though some of the newer Call of Duty releases like Vanguard and Black Ops Cold War continue to get a level of server maintenance, older titles like the original Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2 are taken over by hackers. These hackers would often activate zero gravity mode or advance anyone in the lobby's experience, making the multiplayer of these classic titles unplayable, which is something why this is a very good thing that this has come out. So I have to admit that this is something that people go, oh, well, you already have the games. Like I already got this kind of attack on social media this morning. People are like, well, so you don't need it on Game Pass. And no, you don't understand. I own every Call of Duty game, right? I have been a big Call of Duty fan right from the beginning. The problem is, is a lot of people, they like those old Call of Duty games, they move on. They might not like the newest Call of Duty, and they probably don't have an Xbox 360 anymore, but what they can do is pick these titles up for cheap and still play them on their Xbox Series X and be able to play, some of the best Call of Duties ever created. And I think that's a huge advantage for Microsoft to have something that, Sony doesn't, which I think are definitely something that is a bonus. And that is a big thing. People really underestimate Call of Duty, I think, in terms of what the nostalgia means for people as well. The classic games are classic for a reason. I mean, if you think about it, for me, like, I played Call of Duty 2. That was a launch game for the Xbox 360 way, 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 way back in 2005. And, what a great game that was. But it really kind of found its mark in 2007 with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And that's where I spent just days and days, weeks and months of my time playing that game, and I just have such fond memories because at the particular time was not a great time for me personally. So clearly the idea that I could play these games, I started a gaming clan. We were doing game battles. We were winning a lot. We had, practices. It was just, really kind of a fun thing that was also unexpected. Like, I never really thought I would be the type of person to take part in those types of things. And yet there I was doing that. And I think, Call of Duty gets a bad rap, and, obviously it's hard to iterate year to year when you do a yearly franchise, but, I think the campaigns are solid. They're fun. They're like popcorn movies or whatever. They're like, going to see a Marvel movie or whatever. They're not going to win like awards and things like that, but they're going to be fun and you're going to have a good time. And they are quick and to the point. I like that. I don't want to spend 30 hours playing, a first-person shooter. I want to play it. I wanted to have some fun. I wanted to have nice set pieces and things like that, and Call of Duty always accomplishes that. Some of those campaigns are just absolutely insanely awesome, and so, it's nice to see that and see these old games come back and the people jumping on. That's why backwards compatibility is important. That's why Game Pass is important. You could see a future where millions of people flock back to these old games, and again, if the new Call of Duty can't launch on Xbox until 2025 and Game Pass, then there's still people that might go, oh, well, I can play all these old ones as well, my favorites, and just get an Xbox, get a Series S or whatever for a couple $100. That, to me, is like the ultimate thing to do, in my opinion, anyway. So I guess we'll see what happens, but you guys can check it out. I'll link the article, and you can read up about it in the description below. I'm very curious about what happens from here on out with this stuff. I guess we'll wait and see, but yeah, I'm excited for it. Let me know if you guys are going to go check out these Call of Duty games. Rack them up. Crap Gamer out.